Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy D6 Chronicles of Eno. I almost said jibber jabber.
Good job.
Yes, that's how we know I've been doing both shows a bit too long. They're starting to bleed together. It doesn't help that we do them on the same day. But, yeah, anyways. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Final Fantasy D6 Chronicles of Eno. I am your host and game master, as always, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Tone Shift. I forgot to open my music folder.
Well done. You are prepared.
You're on a roll today, Tom.
You are not prepared. Oh.
I think he missed the pun in his words.
I don't get it, but anyway.
No puns.
Really? You didn't get... You're on a roll today.
God! This is not...
Sorry about that.
And congrats, you broke him again.
And this has been another episode of Final Fantasy D6. Thank you so much for watching. Fuck off now.
Drink poison and go fuck yourself. Bye.
Oh no, Mika will be doing that for me. So.
They've been doing this all morning. These people, these pieces of shit, have been doing this all fucking morning.
He loves us and he knows.
Shut up!
His screams of agony sustain us.
I completely
Yes.
now know what Tone has to put up with.
This is all revenge for Saran.
Yeah, this is revenge for Saran.
Session late, but whatever. Alright. Anyway. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, let me introduce these people. I use the term only very loosely. First up, we have Hades Shadow 92 playing our male human Dark Knight, Thanatos.
Sup, bitches.
Yes. Next up, we have Luminous Starlight, who is back with us this week, playing our female cyborg chocobo warrior, Rocket, who is also the group's mascot.
Yep.
Next up, we have Darkness, who ironically is playing our group's paladin, a male human named Alistair.
Hello everyone, wonderful to be back again.
And last but certainly not least, we have Tom117Z, who is playing our female Elvon ranger, Ni Ethil, who also happens to be a bit smitten at the moment.
What do you mean? She's totally in control of her emotions and not at all blushing profusely.
We believe it.
Yeah, that guard can attend.
You're in the face it, you're in the land of bliss right now.
Wow, currently Ni is reading a book with Mika and they're quite content.
Which is basically the equivalent of them on a date.
Yes.
I ship it.
We all should.
Well, they quite literally made for each other considering their other identities.
Yep. So, allow us to recap the events of the last few sessions to the audience. Last time, the group has been in the city of Marasu for quite some time now, helping deal with a plague and a cult that has sprung up around it, fighting off cultists who have been trying to infect more and more people, going out of the city to stop a shipment of dismembered infected limbs that would have been dumped into the river of the island, which would have then proceeded to infect the entire city and much of the population. Following that, the group returned to Marasu, and after some R&R, prepared to set off to locate the leader of the cult and stop him once it was discovered that the plague itself is based off of a demonic substance known as amber, or demi-amber for the long name. After some scouting around, they were able to locate a member of the cult, interrogated him for information, and soon came upon Saran himself. Sadly, it seems Saran was expecting them, as the party let a cultist go while out of the city limits, presumably because they figured he wouldn't make it back to the city.
Well, Ni was just kind of in a daze.
That too. But
Mistakes were made.
But that cultist made it back, reported to his masters, it seems. Saran knew what to expect of the party and had counters prepared for them. As a result, when the party came face to face with him, they found themselves severely outnumbered and outmatched and were forced into a retreat with crippling injuries. They made it back to the city where they collapsed unconscious. Following that, they awoke in the night, and Ni Ethil, Alistair, and Thanatos learned that Rocket was still unconscious and probably would be for some time, considering the damage to her operating system done by the electricity she had suffered. They spent some time just trying to get their bearings, get their heads in order, and lick their wounds, and Ni Ethil spent some of this time to flirt with a particularly attractive Mithra female who has been seen with the party occasionally, known as Mika, an apprentice white mage, and the one who helped heal the party after they'd been brought back. Following that, and a bit more back and forth, and the purchasing of some new equipment, things began to wind down, and in the castle, below everyone else, Rocket began to awaken. And it is with Rocket that we shall begin this session. Specifically, Rocket. As I said, we are beginning with you, so give me just a second here.
It's alive.
Awaken, mighty bird of cute and deaf. We need you once more.
Yep.
Mighty bird of cute and deaf. Our
We
little
need
nutcracker.
a nutcracken. Yep.
Nutcracken.
Unleash the Nutcracken.
Oh, God.
God damn.
That's Rocket's final form.
It's her level 3 limit break.
Not exactly. Not exactly.
She's only just begun.
Well, anyways. So, Rocket. The moment consciousness returns to you, the first thing you are aware of is you are still in excruciating amounts of pain. It's not nearly as severe as it had been when you were first blasted by lightning or even when you passed out in the palace. But as your operating system flickers on and your eyes snap open, you instinctually inhale sharply because the pain is still present, and it's definitely worse than it was before your encounter with Saran. You look around in sort of a dazed semi-panic, and as you're looking around, you see that you're in kind of it looks like it's a slightly underground room. You're seeing sunlight streaming in through a gap about 5 feet up the wall, or rather a muted sunlight, as the sky outside is cloudy and the windows appear to have frosted over. The floor beneath you is tightly compacted dirt, and there are wooden support beams all around the room holding it up, and the walls are made up of stone brick, much like most of the castle. You see that there are a few other chocobos in this room in pens, and you're quickly able to deduce that this is a stable, a far nicer one than you saw on the outside of the city when you were first leaving. And quickly backpedaling away from you, you see a male human with his hands raised in a placating gesture as he has just seen you waking up. And rather abruptly, I might add. So, how do you proceed?
What?
Yeah.
Did
Seems
anyone
appropriate.
get the number of that 14-wheeler?
Okay. I don't think we'll be using that line in the adaptation, but
Screw it. Rocket now breaks the
No,
fourth wall.
Did anybody get the license plate on that cart?
did anyone get the serial number on that Magitech suit? That would work better. That would work better.
Yeah, that would.
Anyway,
It seems a part of her mechanical brain is malfunctioning.
well, anyways, as you say that, the human, just kind of, whoa, you all right? You all right? Kind of slowly starts stepping forward again.
Am I alright?
Yeah. He seems a little taken aback by the fact that, you're talking chocobo. Like, word has spread throughout the city that the black chocobo with metal parts can talk, but he hasn't spoken with you yet, so he seems a little unfamiliar with how to approach it.
I just got electrocuted and shot with arrows. What do you think?
Sassy.
Well, I was more meaning, how do you feel? We've been tending to your wounds as best as we can.
You want to know what I feel like?
That's why I asked.
I feel like shit.
You like shit.
Here. He reaches into a satchel at his side and pulls out a bundle of Geishel greens. Here. He tosses them to you. They kind of
I
land.
take them.
All right, yep. And he goes, all right, your friends will probably want to know you're awake. I'll go let them know. Just try and stay here for a little bit and rest up, okay?
Oh, they're alive, are they? Good.
Yes. I'll be right back. And then he turns and goes sprinting out of the room, just...
Why do I get this feeling we're gonna get a really stern talking from Rocket?
It's like, oh, they're alive, are they? Oh, good, I suppose.
Oh, good. So I can freaking whack them upside the head for making me carry them all the way here.
I mean, to be fair, it was her idea, I'm pretty sure.
It was.
Yes.
Anyways, as he's kind of running out, one of the other chocobos in the room kind of cranes its head past its pen and looks sideways at you.
And then I look over at it, I'm like, in confusion.
It's just chirping at you in curiosity. Kind of tilting its head. You want to interact
He
with...
can understand Chocobo.
Right, well, I mean, they're wild animals. They don't really have a language per se, beyond like basic sounds that convey broad spectrum concepts. Like a certain shriek indicates danger coming or scatter. Another one is a mating call, of course, and there's a wide range of sounds. There's a sound of warning, which is kind of this low chittering growl. There's a wide range of noises, but they don't have a language per se. You can't like have a conversation about a book with a chocobo, except for you.
Let her talk to the bird, Tom.
Basically,
I mean, you can.
like a pet.
I mean, you can show affection easily enough.
Okay. I kind of try to push myself up, but I'm a bit wobbly because,
Yeah,
you know.
You're kind of wobbly. Your mechanical leg sparks a few times, but quickly sorts itself out. Takes you a bit, but you're back on your feet after a little bit.
I kind of call back to it. Whee!
It seems pleased by this. Its face brightens up and it squeeze right back. Okay, so while Rocket is having a bit of a reunion with some of her own people.
Why am I imagining Rocket at one point leading an army of chocobos to glory?
You see, that's
The Great Chocobo Rebellion of whatever this year is.
that's how we deal with all those freaking archers that Saran hides behind. Rocket leads an army of chocobos.
Many nuts were cracked that day.
or faces were trampled, but yeah.
No, she'll teach them. It's like, you see these little dangly, squish them.
Squish it.
Deploy the chocobo kill squad!
Oh my god.
That would be hilarious.
Anyways, so as Mika and Ni are closest to where Rocket is hanging out, we shall cut over to them.
So are we're currently still in the library together reading.
Yeah, you're still reading through the book on blue magic that you purchased for Mika. And she's very enthralled by it, and occasionally she'll quietly talk about some part of it while pointing it out, this kind of mystified voice, this happy smile on her face, and her ears occasionally flicking. Her tail is holding still, just kind of curled up in her lap.
How far through the book are we?
At this point, it's only been like an hour, and it's a pretty beefy book. I'd say you're maybe 10% of the way through it. And like I said, it's it's kind of like half and half. It's split into dull and fascinating for you because half of it is told in more scientific terms, and the other half is told in layman's terms. And the layman's part is what you kind of latch onto. Just
So Ni has a small little happy smile of her own, mostly because of how much Mika's enjoying the gift. Occasionally, kind of popping in with questions about the layman's terms part, and then just kind of blanks in confusion at the scientific bits.
all right. Anyways, Mika's about to turn the page when a little deeper in the library you suddenly hear a loud slam, followed by heavy footsteps running along the floor. Mika looks up. And around the corner from one of the bookcases, you see the stable hand who was helping tend to Rocket earlier rounding the corner, looking winded and tired, just... Mika! Miss Ni Ethil, Rocket, she's awake.
What?
Yeah, she's awake. Still down in the stable. Figured you should know. Whew. I'm not used to running like that.
Is she alright? Is she still hurt? Stand talking what?
She's talking. She should be fine. Her wounds are all tended to. I told her to still try and stay still and rest, though. I'm gonna go try and notify the rest of your friends. Do you know where they are?
They're in town. I think they were in a blacksmith. They were getting some armor for me.
I'll go ask around. He nods, turns, and bolts out.
Ni turns to give Mika a even wider smile. Rocket's going to be okay.
Well, yeah, I should know. She kind of puts a bookmark into the book and thumps it closed before putting it aside in her pouch. I'm the one who healed her. She stands up. And
you only had a small part to play earlier, she teasingly says.
I was talking about you three. She kind of turns with an irritated look, her tail kind of flicking behind her. She kind of stalks off back towards where Rocket is.
I think did she take the book of her? Or did she get it?
Yeah. She put it in her pouch.
Be somewhat kind of
Move.
is amused, though slightly worried she might have said something wrong, but follows on.
All right. As you lot are heading through the castle, I will really quickly cut back down to the Whiskers Corner Inn, where Thanatos and Alice are still hanging out. So, as I recall, you two were having drinks to just kind of relax.
Yep.
Take the edge off.
Alcohol-free cider. And he had...
Whiskey, probably.
Whiskey. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god, I just realised I'm about to run to Thanatos in a minute.
Uh-oh.
With a slight buzz, so yeah, enjoy it.
Uh-oh.
Enjoy taking the piss out of us and get clotheslined by two very embarrassed and annoyed women.
Anyways,
Oh dear.
So, you're both kind of sitting there just enjoying your drinks. Anything you want to say to one another? Any further interactions you want to have before we keep things going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Not that I can think of.
All right, so Thanatos, and Alistair, you watch as Thanatos gets one more refill on his shot of whiskey, and he goes to down it before the door to the tavern opens up a bit more loudly than you're used to. It's loud enough that it gets your attention. Kind of turn in your seats to look, and you see someone you haven't met, because I don't think either of you went to the stable.
I do not believe so.
Nah.
Yeah, neither of you went to the stable, but you see a human in kind of decent-looking clothes. A few bits of, like, straw and hay are sticking out of it in places, looking a little haggard and tired. He's sweating profusely despite the snow outside. He kind of wipes his brow. You two. He kind of points loosely at you two.
What is it? Is it more of that lapdog and his cultists attacking again?
What? No. It's Rocket. He's awake. He is awake. Give me a second. He slumps against the door frame. Okay.
I turn to the bartender. Hey, can you get that guy a glass of water on me?
A non-alcoholic kind.
Non-alcohol.
Please, I'm not a heartless jackass. I was already on it. And he brings up like a full-blown pint glass filled with water and kind of starts hurriedly rushing it over to him without spilling any. Here you go. Thanks. Just guzzling it.
Well,
And then he collapses.
No, not quite. Kind of stops after a moment. Goes right back to guzzling.
We get the point.
After a second, he finally gets done. Yeah. Thank you.
Say she's
Yes,
up on
Rocket.
her feet.
Yes, Rocket's awake, up in the palace. Stables. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit and rest my legs out. Gods can give you directions. I imagine she'll probably want to see you all. She's been out, a little while longer than you. Probably wants to see if you're all alright. I imagine you're curious about her too.
Wonderful.
Ni Ethil and Mika are already seeing her.
uh,
He just slumps down into a chair. Oh!
And at this point, I'm already by the door.
yeah,
You're coming, Thanatos?
I'm coming. Thanks a lot, man. Get some rest.
On it. Kind of down the last of your whiskey, put it back on the counter, and follow Alistair out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have you two enter the scene that's coming up partway through because you have travel time to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and cut back over to the stables. And well, Rocket, you've kind of just been chatting with the chocobo that's in there for a little bit, just kind of chirping at it in general. Like, there's not really much communication going back and forth. It's just idle socialization. But after a few minutes of this, the door to the stable once again swings open, and you watch as Mika and Ni Ethil walk in.
Guys!
Rocket, are you okay?
I'm in a lot of pain, but
Oh, Ni gives Mika a almost pleading look, like asks, "Is there anything you can do?"
Mika kind of looks back at you for a second, sort of bites her lip, looks back at Rocket, comes forward, gets down onto one knee, and casts Cure on you. So if you weren't at full HP before, you are now, but the pain persists. It's only lessened slightly, but yeah, it's the constant pain you always have to deal with, where your magic parts are sticking out of you.
yeah, exactly.
Mika kind of lowers her hand after the
guys-
spell. Is that any better?
A little. But I'm always in pain.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But
Good.
you
Parts
are,
kind of intrusive.
but beyond that, you are better than you were. Yeah.
Better than I was when I got here, that's for sure.
I think we all are. I woke up in the bed along with the others not so long ago.
But Ni, let's not rush into things like that again.
Well, we hadn't exactly planned on it, did we?
Not exactly, but we could have planned better.
I'd say our plan was fine. The roof tiles, not so much.
Hmm.
The plan was fine. The execution is where it fell apart.
That and the dickwad was expecting us.
A lot has happened since then, though. Lara and Mika telling the all know about Saran.
What was that? I missed part of that.
I was just telling her that we've informed, Laren and co about what happened and who Saran is.
All right.
Well, that's one thing out of the way.
I wonder where the other two are.
They're probably on their way, knowing that, stable guy.
He was definitely sprinting. He's gonna be feeling that for a while.
Yep.
Well, Maybe he'll stop by the tavern for a drink. Or maybe Alistair has a spell for it. He has a few good cures up his sleeves. But that's besides the point. I'm glad you're going to be okay. Been a strange day so far.
I'm just glad you guys are alive.
It was a pretty
Me too.
It was a pretty close shave.
Yeah, too close.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we should have observed some more before going in.
I was there for quite some time. Didn't even see so many of them. Don't know where they were hiding.
Hence why I like to observe before going in.
OC, I do remember us being there for quite some time observing.
Yes, you were.
Like, multiple tens of minutes.
He
How
even
the
got impatient.
Yeah.
They just kept
Any time now.
Like, how do they hide on the roof so quick? So good, like from a ranger.
Well,
I spotted a couple of them.
yeah,
They must have stayed low down.
Yeah.
Low down scoundrels.
it stayed low down and on the sides of the slopes where you couldn't see them.
And then I freaking run into 4 of them.
Yep. Anyways,
Well, with the snow, it'll be harder for them to hide.
True that.
They will leave tracks.
Indeed.
Question is
Still,
following
we can't
them.
take any chances.
Not unless we want to get beat like we did last time.
I barely got here.
Oh, we all did.
that about this time that the door pops open and Alistair and Thanatos come in.
Speaking of,
Whoa, and our tokens just vanished.
Yes, because I am getting back that one. Because everyone's all together again.
Okay.
Oh, good, you've arrived.
Go as fast as I could. Whew.
Yeah.
You need to work out more, Alistair.
Well, you try running with a staff.
I mean,
have a
we
sight
run
on
in
my
And
we run in full armor with weapons.
yeah,
Just to point out.
And so
I don't care.
and so begins the Allosaurus fat jokes.
You didn't sneak some of those cookies.
I swear I did not eat a single crumb. I promise you that.
What's this about cookies? And more importantly, did you get my armor?
Yes, you got your armor. Never mind about the cookies. I was never meant to say
The
anything.
cookies are not in. Your armor is being worked on as we speak, and you should be ready for your fitting by the time we get there.
It's good to know. Sorry I couldn't be there earlier. I was preoccupied in medical matters.
It's okay. It's always good to help others.
He somewhat coughs awkwardly and scuffs the foot again.
Oh, Rocket, you never cease to amaze me. Good you're still with us.
Yeah. We're lucky. That could have ended a lot differently.
And I will say it again. Forgive me for climbing on your back. I didn't want to do it.
We would have been dead if we hadn't.
True.
That's what I wanted you to do. Get on my back so we could quickly get out of there.
Okay.
It was certainly escape. The question is, though, now what?
Well, now that Laram and them know about
They're
Shannon, part of our job is complete, at least.
I say we're in no condition to go after him.
I'd say
Yes.
I would agree. We're still recovering from yesterday, though. It might not hurt to check for any updates at some point today.
Mika kind of slowly nods her head.
Well, you all definitely need a bit more rest. Your wounds may be healed, but You're still worn out, I can tell.
I definitely need to set a note for myself. Never drink too much cider and one. Oh, my stomach.
Limp.
Yeah, if it's... Yeah, I can see it.
Lisp.
Well, usually I don't drink anything like that, but as long as it's non-alcoholic, I accept it, I suppose. I just needed something to brighten my day. And this puts a smile on my face.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That was a clear Thanos reference.
Sorry.
Oh,
You made me like this!
oh
He's
God.
not wrong. Mika kind of
Hey.
clasps her hand behind her back.
Oh, good to see you're all up then. Anyway,
I have got a question.
Yeah?
I've been wanting to ask this for a long time, but unfortunately haven't had the time through a few things. Would there be any mechanic around here at all we could go and see?
She kind of winces and shakes her head.
I'm sorry, no. Marasu's more of a big fishing city. We don't have anyone who has any training in, well, mechanics or magitech or engineering or anything like that.
Damn.
She's right, we'd already discussed it earlier. No magic tech, no anything.
Your best
Nothing for Rocket.
Lirosai would probably be your best bet as far as within the borders of Mikatai, but last I checked, aren't most of you bound for the mainland when you're done here?
Yes, I still need to find a blue mage.
I wish my friend was here to assist us. She's a blue mage.
That would be very helpful.
Oh, great, now I'm worried about her again. Why did she have to go for the most painful experience to get better at magic?
That's just kind of how blue magic works.
Well, it certainly seems like it's quite interesting magic, from what little I now know of it.
Oh, it's totally fascinating!
Mika pulls out the book again.
All the techniques and all the understanding one has to have, the connection with nature that's also required just to understand the beasts that are attacking you and being able to absorb all that energy and knowing exactly how to do it. It's fascinating. I'm going to be reading this for months.
Just wait till we get to the part about the Shuzitsu. I have my own things to tell about that.
Good lord. Are you sure you're not related to Athena? You kind of remind me of her.
I don't know who that is.
Fair enough, then. I guess it's just a common thing.
I just like books.
We could tell.
Oh.
I haven't read many, though I certainly like that one. Can't wait to continue it later. If that's okay.
She kind of nods her head a little stiffly, her eyes darting between everyone else in the room.
Yeah.
Well, if I ever do see Athena again, I'll tell her about you. I saw you two would be the best of friends.
All right, well,
Kind of puts
But this...
the book back in her pouch.
so, what are you all going to do now?
Well, do we want to talk to Lauren, or do we want to rest some more?
I say we check in with Laura and see if anything's come up.
Agreed. I know we're all trying to heal, but the wicked never rest.
And honestly, I hate waiting around.
Well, the Wicked didn't get shot quite as much as we did.
You're telling me.
I just hope whatever's happening, we can handle it, and Shiwan is nearby. Who knows what he's planning?
Well, in that case, let's find Lauren. Maybe he's still in the throne room. If not, we can ask a guard.
Right, you all heading out?
Mhm.
You okay to walk, Rocket?
Is Mika coming along, I assume?
Yeah,
If
I
you can't...
Yeah, sure, Mika will come along, if only to keep tabs on her patients.
Hmm. If you ever feel like you can't walk it, just let me know. I see what I can do, even if I have to try to carry you. Which is going to be
Just-
agony, but screw
Just
it.
try not to jump up a wall with me on your back.
Episode 1 call.
Right. Don't worry, I don't think I'll be repeating that again.
Yeah, your back is still twinging.
Ooh, I think.
Ugh. Definitely not.
Anyways. So, y'all set off from the stables, Mika coming along with you. And eventually you come to the throne room and you find that indeed Laren is not there this time.
Hmm?
Is there a guard nearby?
Yeah, there are several in the room, kind of watching the entrances and exits. Walked by two.
I
just
look
to go.
toward. Yeah, I look towards the nearest. Go. Hey, do you know where Lord Laren is?
He went outside. Wanted to speak to a few soldiers before they went out scouting.
Outside. Whereabouts exactly?
Front courtyard, just outside the palace.
Well, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, that's what snow does.
Thanks for the help.
Yeah, a little cold never hurt anybody.
Kind of gives you a deadpan look, his tail swishing behind him. It's a Mithra. Anyways. So, you head out into the courtyard?
Aye.
Yep.
Well, heading out into the courtyard, you see that, as Laren had ordered Vanar to do when you last spoke with him, he's mobilized several units of guards to do some scouting and increasing patrols and guard posts. And Laren is currently talking to one such group of scouts. And as you're approaching him, saying, now remember, this is not a death or glory mission. You all need to come back and tell us what you found. Be careful, be cautious. Don't take any unnecessary risks. If you have something to report it in immediately. Don't be heroes now. You'll just get yourselves killed. Understood? The soldiers kind of glance between themselves for a moment before nodding. Yes, sire. Vanar's kind of standing off to one side, hands clasped behind his back. All right, you heard him. Get a move on. They give a smart salute, turn, and start running off, their armor clattering as they go. It's at about this point that Laren and Vanar both notice your approach. Ah. Rocket's awake, I see. Laren kind of smiles. How are you feeling?
Better, I guess.
So, what can I do for all of you right now?
Anything new come up?
It's only been a few hours. Not yet.
Hmm.
We have sent out the scouting
Yeah.
parties, though. So, if they find anything, they should be back probably within the next couple days to tell us what they found.
Hmm.
We heard you warning them not to make our mistake. Hopefully they'll all get back with one piece.
That is the hope.
Well.
Anyways. If there's anything you think you can do to help, be my guest, but Tem suggested that you stick around and try to get some more rest, and I can't say I disagree with that.
Hmm.
As much as I hate standing around, we're in no condition to be going out again.
Well, might have some new armor to fit when it's ready, and some reading to do in the meantime.
Yeah, reading.
Is there like a...
What is that meant to mean?
Oh, nothing. I just thought it was kind of adorable. You two.
Ni Ethil's eyes suddenly twitches as a blush marks her face, her eyes narrowing at Thanatos.
Mika's tail starts swishing back and forth in agitation, just...
You like reading too, eh?
This book? She responds, trying to pretend Thanatos doesn't even exist.
You just hear Thanatos chuckling.
I like reading too. Like my favorite thing to do.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. I have this. She pulls the book out from under her wing.
Ah. Give me just a moment here. I'm trying to find it on Google Drive. Here it is. All right. I might get to read a kid's story today. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to your journal, Lumina. Okay.
Okay.
So you pull out the book. It's a little from your saddlebags. It's a little battered and a little stained from when you fell into the ocean. So it's acquired some damage since you acquired it, but it's still in readable condition. Mika kind of looks at it with a raised eyebrow and looks at it for a second.
Little beat up. It's kind of an older book, isn't it?
Little bit.
Hmm.
But I like it.
And to the rest of you, you see a kid's book with a kind of a unusual cover of a soot-covered chocobo chick running down a road with a flaming mountain in the background, and the title reads "The Ugly Chocoling."
Huh.
And anyone who's
I can see
and
why you'd like it.
and anyone who's
Like the ugly duck.
yeah, and anyone who's ever played the Final Fantasy Chocobo Tales games will know about this.
Yeah.
Nope.
I assume it's just like the ugly duckling.
Oh yeah, that's clearly the inspiration. But anyways, Mika kind of looks it over for a second.
Is that the only book you have?
Yeah. But this book is special to me.
Oh yeah? How come?
Papa gifted it to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it has my favorite figure of all time. Phoenix.
Mika's ears sort of perk up a little bit.
Phoenix, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Do any of the rest of you want to make history checks to see what you know of Phoenix?
I don't think I have anything in history, but
Nope.
You know nothing of Phoenix, other than it's a name, and it's attached to a goddess.
yeah, I don't have anything in history. But you know what? Why the fuck not? Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
for history.
Jesus.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. And I'll roll for Mika. Well.
Well, I just got showed up by one. Again.
Well, he's a book nerd, so I would imagine so.
Right. Well, anyways. So, with Thanatos' 8, Alistair's 10, and Mika's 11, Thanatos and Alistair, you both know that Phoenix is the name given to one of the goddesses who is, according to all current records and all knowledge, is no longer among the living. She was described as being this gigantic, majestic bird with fiery red feathers and just the most graceful form, like a giant flaming swan. She was depicted as being kind and gentle and loving and caring, perhaps a little naive. And her main calling point was that her flames, whatever they reduced to ashes, something new would be reborn from those ashes, including herself. More than once in the earliest days of creation, from what little the mortal races know of that period, from what little the gods have bothered to share, Phoenix more than once reduced her own body to cinders and then reemerged from her own ashes. However, it has been stated by the other gods who have bothered to make contact with mortals, mostly Leviathan and Ramu, that Phoenix perished long before the mortal races ever formed. that she died, and while traces of her essence remain in feathers scattered across the world, which serve as the basis for phoenix downs and phoenix feathers, overall, she herself perished. Although the specific details of how or why she died has been left ambiguous. None of the gods shared that information, explaining that it wasn't just a painful memory, it was a dangerous one. And that's what you know of Phoenix.
I wonder if it has to do with a certain god that's fucking with us.
Hmm.
Do you bother to explain this?
If not, I'm sure Meek is about to enter lecture mode.
Yeah, we'll basically say that Mika pretty much just relayed everything I just said. Upon noticing Ni Ethil's look of confusion at the name, Mika went on a little explanation spree.
Yeah. Huh. I'm currently carrying a phoenix down.
Yeah, phoenix downs are not Phoenix's actual feathers. They're feathers from other birds that have been given some of Phoenix's power from her actual feathers, which are usually kept safe by high-ranking individuals and people with a lot of power.
As she's explaining this, I've recovered said feather and I'm
Wow.
studying it and showing it off.
Yeah, the one you're holding appears to be a chocobo feather, a typical yellow chocobo feather that's just slightly oranged and flared out at the tips of the feather's hairs a bit, kind of frayed looking, making it look a little bit like a wispy flame as you twirl it in the air.
I wonder how potent it would be if it was an actual phoenix feather.
Well, this one already brings someone back from near death.
Yeah, a phoenix down will, in most cases, get you up from being, well, downed. It won't heal your wounds, but it'll stabilize you and wake you up. A phoenix feather, well, that'll just straight up get you right back up to full strength from even the closest to death states. It can't pull you back from actual death, though. That power was lost over time.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she's really gone, though. Her essence is still around.
Well, yeah, but Diabolos' essence is still around, but he's also said to be dead.
Not as dead as he should have been, apparently.
Either that, this one follows a faceless master.
Well, think about what Phoenix is.
A goddess, so who can...
There's
To
no way
die,
she
to
could
only
go on.
be reborn from the ashes once more. See what you mean.
It's possible.
I'm thinking if enough of her essence is gathered, there's a possibility she could return.
That's a big ask.
Hmm.
An exceptionally
Not
tall
to-
order. And if that's the case, it begs the question, why haven't the other gods done it yet?
And where do we even find those parts of it anyway?
Maybe for now we stick with saving one city.
Speaking of which, if you want any of our services, I'm willing to help anyone in need in the city, if there's a medic bay.
Laren and Vinar kind of exchange a look before Vinar says, "Well, as far as the wounded go, Mika and Tam already have that covered. Any other tasks? Well, you'd have to look for them. We kind of have our hands full here."
Fair enough then. I guess I could scout around the city and see what I can find.
Other gods or no, I know she's not gone.
It's a nice theory. Maybe it has some truth behind it.
Maybe.
I believe in her. The very fact that this book exists means somebody else does too.
Mika seems a little skeptical, but opts not to say anything. All right, we've got work to do. Laren pipes up. Vinar and I still have troops to organize before we do whatever it is you wish to do. Vinar, come on. And they kind of trudge off back into the palace.
Well, We can check in with them tomorrow. I'm sure they'll have something by then where their scouts found. Until then, let's try and take it easy.
Hmm.
Excuse me. All right, so with Laren and Vinar heading back into the palace, Mika kind of puts her hand back on her pouch for a second, eyes a little shifty, and says,
Truth be told, I should probably get back to that sample of the plague you guys brought. We know it's originated from Amber now, so that gives us more avenues of trying to suss out information.
Hmm.
Well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. We can continue the book later, right?
Of course.
kind of grins.
Right.
Ni smells back. I look forward to it. Maybe I'll get lucky and he'll mention something about golden stars.
About what?
Golden stars.
I need to roll something. Mika pauses for a second, her ears twitching and her swishing tail coming to a halt.
Golden stars?
Oh.
Ni realizes that she just let that slip. I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. What do you mean?
He looks very
I-
serious all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, Ni starts tensing up and looking rather frazzled. Mika. She pauses,
Mika kind of
suddenly looking quite emotional.
Mika pauses and lifts her hands in a placating gesture.
Sorry, I didn't mean to prod at anything sensitive, but orange stars, that sounds kind of like amber to me.
I'm not sure how that, but it's complicated. Okay, just
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't ask again.
no, it's fine. I don't mean to. He's tearing up a little bit because all of a sudden being confronted with that again.
Oh.
Mika looks
I-
completely lost on what to do, just kind of anxiously fidgeting, looking helplessly between the rest of you.
I'm sorry. I don't.
It's Mika. See, I'll tell you later. Okay, just not here tonight. Okay.
All right. You sure?
Yeah, just not here.
Okay. Sorry again.
Don't, please.
Her ears kind of fold back, and she looks down at the snow for a second before turning.
I need to get back to the sample. I'll be inside whenever you're ready.
Kind of walks back into the palace.
Ni kind of watches her go, and then kind of still shaking a little, turns to the others. I need to go, and then just walks off.
Sure, yeah.
She just walks off, kind of not necessarily knowing where she's going, but just somewhere in the castle gardens.
Well, I'm just gonna look around town. Anyone else want to join me or what? 'Cause I think
Rock.
Ni needs some time to herself.
Well, you guys go on ahead. I'll catch up.
Okay. Rocket, you up for a walk at all?
I suppose so.
Okay. I know a place where they do some really nice, like, sweet treats and all that, like cookies, bread, and all that stuff, if you want anything like that.
Perhaps.
Okay. Just to say, though, The person that owns the place is quite the character, just to give you a heads up.
Huh.
But I think you like him.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
So, you two are walking down the street for a bakery, and Thanatos, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go and check on Ni.